Hi everyone, a quick disclaimer, the yarn that I'm using is only for tutorial purposes. The yarn details will be shown in a little bit. I ran out of it, so I'm using a different one. Anyways, I used 3 different type of yarns, actually 4, but I will explain that later. If you want to do a little cute border, I used another shade of green. I added the borders on the arms, the bottom of the front and back panels, and the neckline. Alrighty, with all that information in mind, let us head to creating our front and back panels. We will be chaining a total of 70 chains. I wanted this sweater to be a little bit loose, so please adjust the measurement accordingly. Full transparency, I made a little mistake on my sweater, so I altered the measurement for you guys. I'm still not good with applying the same tension, so please be mindful of that. Your back and front panel might not measure the same because of tension. Basically, that's what happened to mine, but I did not redo it. I just wore it as it is. It's still cute, so I don't mind it that much. Once you're done with chaining 70, it should measure about 19 inches. This is enough for my body. For a quick reference, I usually wear a small or a medium, so yeah. Skip the first chain, then do double crochet on the next one. For beginners, double crochet is you have to grab some yarn, insert it on the chain or V, then grab another yarn, pull another yarn on the first 2 loops, then pull through on the last 2. Keep doing double crochet on every chain until the end of the row, and I will meet you there. This pattern is super easy, repetitive, and beginner friendly, but the output is pretty. After row 1, chain 2, and then turn your work. For my pattern, I don't count the 2 chains, so we will not be skipping any chains or V's. We are basically doing the same exact pattern for the first 3 rows, then we will switch to another yarn afterwards. Anyways, I will still show you how to do it, especially for the beginners. Continue doing double crochet and I will meet you at the end of the row. After row 2, do the same exact thing for row 3 and then we will be switching yarn, so I will meet you then. After 3 rows of double crochet, it is now time to switch to a different yarn or the alpaca yarn. Here's I do mine. First, insert your hook on the last chain, get your other yarn and pull it through the chain. Then we will be tying it. I like to do this to make sure our work is secure. After tying it, we will be doing 3 chains for the height. You can tighten the previous yarn by pulling it. And once we're done with 3 chains, and then we will be turning our work. I then tie it one more time. I just like to make it extra secure. A little tip for beginners, you can always include this loose yarn on your crochet project so you don't have to sew it individually. We are now ready to start our fourth row. Yarn over twice on your hook, which will then give you 3 loops on the hook. Then insert on the next chain or V, yarn over one more time, and then pull through. This will give you 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over one more time and then pull through the first 2 loops. You will then be left with 3 loops on the hook. We'll be doing the same thing again. Yarn over, then pull through on the next 2 loops. You'll be left with 2 loops on the hook, and then the last 2 loops, yarn over, pull through, and that's how you do a treble stitch. I will show it to you one more time slowly. Continue doing treble stitches until the end of the row. It is pretty straightforward, but I'm gonna still show you what to do next, and I'm gonna show you how many times you should be repeating this. Once you reach the last few chains, and you're done with row 4, chain 3, and then turn your work. We will be basically doing the same exact thing. Continue doing treble stitches until you finish row number 5. So if you notice, we are simply stacking double crochets for 3 rows and then treble crochets for 2 rows. In total, if you want to follow my pattern and size, roughly it's around 19 inches by 19 inches. I might be incorrect. I'm gonna check it again. I actually forgot. I'm gonna put it down in the comments. But anyways, for my pattern, I did a total of 15 rows, 8 rows of darker green yarn, and 7 of the lighter green yarn or the alpaca hair. Alter the measurement as you please. I wanted it to be a little bit longer and a little bit more loose. That's why I made the amount of rows. Time to do the arms. The arm pattern is completely the same. The only difference is the measurement. So we will be starting with 50 chains plus 1. If my memory serves me right, it should be 16 inches because I really want these arms to be loose. These are the type of sweaters where I want the arms to actually be able to breathe. So yes, we are doing 50 chains plus 1. Then do double crochets on each chain except for the first one. This is the only time we will skip a chain. I might have said before that we never skip a chain, so I am correcting myself right now. We will only skip a chain on the very first row. This is what the arm panel is gonna look like. So you just have to make 2 of those, completely the same process as well. And for comparison, I'll show you what it looks like compared to the front panels or back panels. For beginners, once you're done with all the panels, you can come back and I'll give you some tips as to how to sew these panels together. Disclaimer, I am using this crochet project as an example because I forgot to take some clips. Anyways, I lay my panels flat on the floor or table so I can properly align them. It's just easier for me to do that. First, make sure the back is facing up. So you have to decide which of the sides look more so that would be your back panels. Once all of the panels are lying flat and accounted for, line the front panel symmetrically with the back. Then we can sew it together. If you're unsure how to keep the measurement or when to stop, we can count the chains first and then we can decide how big the neck hole is gonna be. For me, I decided I want the neck hole to be 11 inches. I know it's too big, but this was also my first time trying to make a neck hole, so I decided that would be 11 inches, and then that means both sides will be 4 inches. So I used the measuring tape and then put a marker on where it stopped for 4 inches, and then I counted each chains and compared on each side to make sure that it is accurate. For a closer look, this is how the inside seam looks like. I tried sewing it or using the needle, but it doesn't look right, so I used single crochet to attach it. Here's what it looks like on the neck area. I will show you how to do this to get an idea. First, make sure you are working inside out. Don't be like me having to redo all the time because I keep forgetting. But anyways, if you do, it's okay. It's part of the learning process. Anyways, assuming these are your front and back panels, align them properly. Then insert the hook on both chains on the very first chains of the front and back panels. Once you have inserted your hook, grab the yarn, and then we will tie it first. And then we will do single crochets on each chain. We will be continuing single crochets until you reach the marker on your neck hole, and once you're done with that, you can proceed and do the other side of it. Someone did ask me in the comments asking for help how to attach the arms or how to just sew these panels together, so I'm gonna just try to explain it as much as possible. I hope it helps, but if you're not a beginner, I'm pretty sure you know how to do these, but yeah, this only applies for beginners, and I hope it helps. Beginners, when trying to attach your project, make sure to work on the neck area first, attach it first, and then attach the arms. I think I haven't explained how to do the arms, so I'm gonna show that to you in a little bit. This is how I usually do mine. You can measure the length of your front and back panel once it's attached, the length of everything, and you can verify where is the middle part. If that's still hard, you can gauge and put the arm panel in the middle and then measure the remainder of it. If it matches on the other side, then put some marker on where that landed, and try to count the chains as well if possible. For this project that I'm showing you, this example, it's not possible, so it's better to measure. But yeah, usually for the arm area, I usually just gauge. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the best at it as well, but I make do. I make it work. And then next part is you have to sew in the body part all the way to the rest of the arm. So if you are looking at the video, you're gonna see the movement of the hook. That means you start from the bottom up and then all the way to the arms. That's how easy it is. It is time to do my favorite part, doing the borders. This border is for the arms, bottom of the body panels, and the neckline. If you don't have any extra yarn dangling on your project, let us start with attaching one. At this point, we've attached so many that you guys are a master of it. And once it is attached and tied, do slip stitch on the same chain. And then on the next chain, we will be doing single crochet. On the next chain, let's do half double crochet, and then on that same chain we will be doing double crochet. Next chain we will be doing half double crochet, and then on the same chain we will be doing single crochet. We will be repeating the same pattern all over again. That will be single crochet, half double crochet and double crochet on the same chain, half double crochet and single crochet on the same chain, and then repeat until the end of the row. I will show you how to close it once you reach the end of the row. Here's how to close the border stitch. If you remember, when we first attached the yarn, we did a slip stitch. So we are going to use that slip stitch chain. We are going to insert our hook in that, and then we are going to do another slip stitch. Once we are done with that, I usually do a chain 1. Then I will go ahead and cut the yarn, pull through the yarn. Once the yarn is cut, you can go ahead and sew it in on the project. Now, if you're going to do the borders for the body panels and the neck, always attach the yarn on the sides. It makes it more smooth and seamless. So yeah, that's just a tip in case you need it. Thank you so much for watching and supporting my second tutorial ever. I hope it helps a little bit. I know I'm not the best teacher. I'm still navigating through this, but I did my best. I hope you are able to make this sweater, and I hope to see it. Bye!